about 360 days of the year, the ground that would come to you from today's. It's fairly dormant, but for the big 3-day run we call Husker Harvest Days, these grounds come alive and roar into a farm show. It's quite spectacular, Susan.
It is probably one of the most orchestrated fill-in days on Monday that I've ever seen. I mean, it's a beautiful ballet of vehicles and equipment and people and everybody getting set up, ready to go for day one.
That is Susan Littlefield. I'm Bryce Duskett joining you here as we bring you today's Sunrise Report, proudly presented by the Nebraska Farm Bureau. Great to have you along with us as we get ready to kick off another year of Husker Harvest Days, and you couldn't ask for better weather.
It is going to be absolutely gorgeous. We were joking before we started this. It is not going to be a ponytail alert day today. It sounds like the weather's going to be beautiful. Come on out and enjoy it. You know, harvest can wait just a little bit. This is where you come spend that good quality family time kicking tires and having conversations.
If you're new to the Sunrise Report, what we do here on the show is bring you some behind the scenes clips and different segments that you might be interested in watching and listening. We appreciate our viewers on Facebook joining us also this year. Appreciate those listening to us on KRVN. You know, out here, Susan, it's incredible the amount of work that goes in to get one of these booths ready for just a 3-day show. As I mentioned in the introduction, you think about the details and the detailers behind it.
Oh, and it is those detailers. I walked by and they were polishing tires, they were fixing up things, taking care of the dirt. Even though it's a paved show, there is a lot of dirt that still flies around.
Yeah, Alex brings us this first segment as we learn more about some of the detailing, the power washing behind Husker Harvest Days.
Man making it happen by Showtime. That's Andy with Showtime Detailing. He is the one power washing all of this equipment. Andy, walk us through what it takes to get all of this power washed.
Well, it takes a lot of hard work, long days, and a few bumps and bruises when you get done bumping your head and crawling around the equipment. But takes a lot of people, a lot of man hours, and a lot of expense because we're traveling away from home. But the end product is good. The equipment looks usually great, and that helps the customers sell their equipment. So
explain the secret behind how this stays spot-free and just so pristine.
It's a never-ending battle with of course, Nebraska winds and dust and stuff like that. But we usually hand wash everything with a soap and a mitt, and we use spot-free water. So when we get done, it looks like it's right out of the factory. So
every single piece of equipment here is just absolutely beautiful when people arrive here. How far in advance do you guys have to start doing that?
For this show, typically we start washing about 6 days ahead of the show. And then today is crunch day, so, dusk till dawn. And then tomorrow morning we'll rinse off a little bit before the show and after the show and touch up as needed. So with all the kids and their fingerprints and and stuff. So
all right, that's Andy with Showtime Mobile Detailing, the one making all of this happen here at Husker Harvest Days.
I like the name of this company there, Ready by Showtime. Good stuff.
That is good in the fact that it's a Nebraska-based company here working at Husker Harvest Days.
Folks behind us there putting the finishing details on all the booths. You might be able to see some of the gators driving behind us as people get anxious. The doors are open here as the Tuesday edition of Husker Harvest Days is almost here. My fingers, I'm not going to lie, I sound like a wuss right now, Susan. A little cold.
It is. I got an alert. So, our farm is up in Wisconsin.
Yep.
They have a frost advisory for this morning in northern Wisconsin. Luckily, we do not have to worry about frost here, but some cooler temperatures, something we're not used to when it comes to Husker Harvest Days. So we're going to get the details on this weather with Bill Boyer.
Here across the region. No major concerns really for the entire Husker Harvest Days in terms of weather. As we take a look at our hour-by-hour forecast, we'll start with low 50s, and then we're going to warm up into the 60s to near 70 by lunchtime, and then by afternoon warm up into the 70s. Very pleasant forecast coming our way. Not much going on weather-wise. You can see just a few clouds throughout the day today. Not much going on. We're going to see partly to mostly sunny skies. We'll watch out in the west for just a few clouds late in the day, overnight tonight into early tomorrow. Again, just a few clouds. That's really it. A very pleasant forecast. Really nothing to be concerned about. Out far western Nebraska, Wednesday night we might see a few showers. A bigger system is going to come in after Husker Harvest Days. Forecast looks great. Take a look at this. We're all in the 70s here across the region today. Lows tonight generally down into the 50s. A few upper 40s out there. Highs tomorrow right back where they were today into the 70s. Another night of 50s for tomorrow night. And then as we go into the day on Thursday, highs right back into the 70s. So no major forecast concerns. Should be a dry and very pleasant Husker Harvest Days.
On our way to a beautiful day. Thanks for that update, Bill. Appreciate that. This is the Sunrise Report. We appreciate you joining us here on Facebook as well as those listening to us on KRVN. Susan, it's been 40 plus years of Husker Harvest Days out here near Grand Island. The show always continues to innovate, bring in some new things, try to keep things fresh year to year.
Oh, and I think this year they've got an autonomous tractor for you to try with harvesting. There's, of course, the ride and drives, all the different things that take place. But most importantly, it's stopping by the booths, seeing the vendors, including our neighbors right next door with Nebraska Farm Bureau, which you had a chance to swing by yesterday to find out what's happening at their booth.
Hat on. I got a hat on.
Got the hat. We're good to go. If you're making your way out to Husker Harvest Days this year, you're going to want to swing by Farm Bureau's booth. At Nebraska Farm Bureau, that is. Adam's joining us to tell us all things happening at your booth. First, I've got the gloves in my hand. This is a hot item with people coming out here to the show, isn't it?
Yeah, Bryce, you know, all members get, all Nebraska Farm Bureau members get a free pair of leather gloves. You come right in, show us your membership card, and you walk out with a free pair of gloves.
It's that easy.
It is that easy.
Okay, if I'm not a Farm Bureau member today, you come out to the show signing up for the first time, you've also got a pretty big or a good discount on a meal.
It's a great deal. All new members that sign up at Husker Harvest Days, not only do you get a nice pair of leather gloves for signing up, we'll also buy your lunch out here at the grounds. So right there is probably half of what you actually spend on a membership just by joining out here at Husker Harvest Days.
All right, you guys do get down to business at your booth, talk some different policy things. This year, you're asking people through a straw poll about their feelings on California having an influence on ag policy.
Right, right. No, we want to get everybody's opinion on what Prop 12, what their opinion is on Prop 12, the legislation that they've passed out there, and how that's going to affect producers across the United States.
So you can come in here at the Farm Bureau booth, get your free gloves, let your voice be heard. Then you've got all sorts of apparel. Folks behind me can see it. You got the shirt on there, shirts, hat, a little bit of everything.
Right, so everything's for sale, right? Everything's for sale.
Except the gloves.
Except for the gloves. The gloves are free. The Farmer Rancher shirts that we've got, they actually, for regular sizes, they're $10. For extra large and larger, they're $12. All of that money actually goes towards our Nebraska Farm Bureau Foundation. And so you're giving back to help inform people on agriculture across the state, especially focus on that egg in the classroom aspect. And then our trucker hats, we've got red, white, and blue trucker hats. Those are for sale for $10. Be proud, you know, the United States right there with Nebraska Farm Bureau logo right on it.
Swing on by, grab a snow cone, grab the shirt, the gloves, all sorts of things happening at the Nebraska Farm Bureau booth.
You know, Bryce, those gloves that they were talking about might be a good thing on a morning like this.
The leather glove might come in handy.
Leather gloves. I've had those gloves and they last about perfect timing. I get a new one every year at Husker Harvest Days.
It's a fun gift out here at Husker Harvest Days. If you're a Nebraska Farm Bureau member, come on out and see them. If you're not, as they mentioned, you can get signed up, get a free lunch on them today. So stop by and see the Nebraska Farm Bureau at Husker Harvest Days. They are our presenting sponsor of the Sunrise Report, so we thank them for that. If you're looking for their booth, you can find it right next to ours here on Main Street. Now, before we go, we've got just a couple of minutes left with you. Appreciate you joining us on the Sunrise Report. Each day we like to bring you an update with the show manager. His name is Matt Youngman, and yesterday, Susan, you had a chance to catch up with him. We'll see that segment here now.
Husker Harvest Days. It is day number 1. Lots of things happening at the show, and Matt Youngman joins us to say, Matt, what a great start to the day. You couldn't have asked for better weather to start out this show.
That's exactly right. Set up Monday, which is the busiest day of our year. It was beautiful weather. We got 0.7 of an inch of dust control the day before on Sunday. And yeah, everything is set up and ready to go. The show site is full. We're back from COVID and plenty of new products here for everybody to take a look at.
Speaking of new products, you have an entire farmstead that folks can check out.
Yeah, the Chief All-American Farmstead. It is, you know, they can build everything from the home to the shop to the grain system, and that's what they've built here. They've more than tripled the size of their exhibit and put it right in the middle of the show site. It's just beautiful, and they put in a great deal of work to show off what all the things are capable of, and it's you won't miss it. It's beautiful.
One thing we do have to talk about is our health. Not our health. We're doing good. But for those farmers and ranchers that are coming to this show, you guys have got an entire building designed just for their health.
Yeah, That's exactly right. In addition to what we normally do in the hospitality tent with all the health screening activities there, we've added an additional building, and it's all centered around cancer education, screening, and learning about how cancer can affect you and what to be looking for. Right there, just north of your exhibit on the west side of the Morton building. It's a great partnership with the Nebraska Cancer Consortium.
All right, what are you looking forward to in this next 2.5 days of Husker Harvest Days?
The forecast is unbelievable. It couldn't be better. And then there's all kinds of new things, and the field demonstrations are going to be perfect. The crop is coming out. It's yielding really well. 22% moisture, and the alfalfa is ready to go. Going to be dried out from that rain, and looking forward to a full rack of demonstrations.
Well, Matt, I look forward to catching up with you tomorrow for day number 2.
Very good. Thank you.
All right, it's of course the Sunrise Report right here at Husker Harvest Days.
I like the way the Matt puts it when we get a little rain out here. It just calls it a dust control.
It makes perfect sense. Gone are the days when we used to have to jump moats when it would rain at Husker Harvest, way before your time.
Yeah.
Way before
I
your
still
time.
remember the dirt roads out here. It wasn't that long ago. So.
No, but everybody's booth had bridges to cross when it would rain. So we'll take dust control.
Some great infrastructure out here to prevent some of that happening today. Folks, before we let you go, I want to let you know some of the happenings at our booth on Main Street. I told you where you could find us in the last segment, but you can see we want to know where you're from. There's this nice little board behind us. We invite you to stop by our booth and put a little push pin in where you find yourself, where you listen to the Rural Radio Network and one of our great stations across the state of Nebraska. Susan, you better put Surprise USA on the map.
Surprise USA. Okay, I'll add that into the map.
As you do that, also want to let you do something that's happening today only. Miss Rodeo Nebraska, Rebel Ciclocha, she's going to be stopping by our booth at noon for an autograph signing. You can find her at the desk we're sitting at here. And then she'll be back at 2:30 for a podcast recording. She's going to have a special guest on. And you won't want to miss that.
Definitely, and we wish her good luck as well. They released the photos for those running for Miss Rodeo America. We wish her the best of luck.
It's a big title. I want to thank you again for joining us here on the Sunrise Report, which is brought to you by the Nebraska Farm Bureau. Final thoughts from you, Sue, as we get ready for day number 1.
Come out, enjoy, have good walking shoes, and it's going to be a great event. The weather's going to be perfect, and we want you to swing up by, say hi, and play some trivia, and maybe win some prizes.
That's Susan Littlefield. I'm Bryce Duskett, thanking you for joining us.